Alright, this video is about the war on drugs, and the only way to end the war on drugs is to legalize it. To be honest with you, that's my belief, and I'm going to share why that's my belief. I think legalizing drugs would fund education and fund healthcare and create a better all structure for society and make just things better for everyone, because you have the addicts that need help, they really do, and throwing them in jail is not helping them. So if we put them in a quarantine in an area of the city where they can get drugs from the government, purchase it, and have a work program, and do what they have to do to get out of that scenario where they're using drugs and they're depressed, and keep them where they're not a danger to themselves or others, right? Where they're not going to drive and go kill somebody or, anything like that. All the proceeds can go towards helping those people get over their addiction and their mental illness or whatever's causing it, and then also goes towards healthcare, helping the children get their healthcare and helping the children get their education. Taking a strict approach against drugs doesn't work. Look at Prohibition. Alcohol still was created, moonshine, all the bootleggers, the mob took over, and it made things worse. It made it more dangerous. And, we had to reverse it, right? We had to make alcohol legal again. And, I can't imagine them going back and saying, well, you know what, let's make alcohol illegal again. Same thing with cigarettes. Cigarettes kills a lot of people every year. But there's warning labels. And that's the same thing we could do with drugs, is put warning labels. You want to do heroin? Okay, here's the effects of heroin. Here's the addiction rate, or addiction level. Same thing with anything else, with weed. Have all the accurate facts, no propaganda, and just put it to where it helps people make an informed decision. And as far as, the morality of it, people are always going to do drugs. There's always going to be people that want to do it. That's just how it is. Taking the strict approach doesn't help. Look at countries in Asia where it's really strict. You get caught with drugs in China, you get put to death. In the Philippines, the president of the Philippines, he kills people himself. He kills drug traffickers himself. And there's still drugs. They still have a drug problem in the Philippines. People still transport it because it's profitable. The more risk, the more reward. And there's always going to be people that want high rewards. They're going to look past the risk. Maybe they got nothing to lose. Maybe that's what they want to do. But you can't stop people from doing it. If you make drugs illegal, it's profitable. If you made bubblegum illegal, it will be profitable. They'll create a market and people will start selling it. Everything is like that. Same thing with prostitution. You force these girls to go find a pimp because they got to deal with shady people in the underworld. Make it legal. Seriously. It's for the better of everybody, because it doesn't, force people to do shady transactions. Same thing with drugs. People do shady transactions with a drug dealer that's probably going to cut your coke or your heroin or whatever you're getting. You don't know what you're getting. If you deal with the government, they're selling you drugs, then you have someone you can hold accountable, and you know what you're getting, and you know what the risks are. It's a more safe environment. So I think, that pretty much proves the point. And I know that there is certain organizations, and I really don't want to get too deep into it, but they're blocking the efforts because they make a profit off of it. There's tradition, and there's also just the incentive of money. Money is a motive, right? So that's really the big issue. you know, with trying to decriminalize anything, weed, you know, but it would be for the greater good of humanity, for the majority of people. It would help us, because the war on drugs has been used to wage a war on minorities, on black people, on everybody that can't afford a lawyer to get thrown in jail, you know. And how does going to jail for a gram of weed or coke or whatever help you? You know, it just puts you around other criminals, other people that are going to take advantage of you and make you even more of a criminal, and it's institutionalize you. And once you get that on your record, we all know it's harder to get a job, a good career, you know. So yeah, I mean, it's just facts that we should legalize drugs and end the war on drugs. I mean, Breonna Taylor is a great example of, you know, it's a tragedy that happened this year, that, you know, and this happens all the time, that people get caught in the crossfire. The truth is that the war on drugs is kind of hypocritical as well, because we have used tobacco crops saved America and created America, and that was one of our largest crops. You know, if you look at the history of America, tobacco crops have made us rich, you know, and that's a drug as well. Same thing with sugar, you know, caffeine, and the Iran-Contra war, you know, that was used to fund a war. You know, so if we can fund a war with drugs, why not fund education and healthcare and all the other positive things we can do with it, you know? So, you know, it is a big hypocrisy, the war on drugs, and that's all we can really do, is legalize it. That's the way forward, I believe. And I salute Oregon for doing what they did, decriminalizing it, and, you know, making a step in the right direction. So the war on drugs is not protecting anybody, you know, it's not, you know. So that's mostly my opinion on it. I probably will make another video. I just wanted to do a video today because it's 11/11, and I do want to be consistent about making videos at least once a week. And you know, I hope you look forward to seeing more videos from me.